Right out here with Fox. Awesome ride experience day with them. Going in their different Jeep setups. They have from stock to 2.0, which will ride you along that right here. So you got the 2.0, the 2.5 with the DSC clickers, and then the 3-inch internal bypass. So for you guys out there that don't understand an internal bypass, here's a normal piston, and this would all be the oil, and the piston travels up and goes through the valving down here on the compression, and as the piston travels down, it goes through the holes and pulls up on that valving there. You look at an internal bypass shock, there's this outer can here and an internal can there, and this is valving on a hole here, and they have a position here, one here, they got some bleed holes here, and there's other positions behind there. And this valve stack has stiffer valving on the bottom, so when it's flowing through here, it flows the oil through multiple passages, and then as you pass here, then you get into that valving, then you basically have choked off the flow by half, and then you got another one up there. Then once you pass it, there's nothing for bleed up in here, and it's just that valving, so it catches you like a bump stop. The way they do the reservoir here, you can see how thick this is, but it's really thin for more cooling. So this chamber is full of oil with a dividing piston that pushes nitrogen pressure on the oil, so it keeps all the oil inside the shock here from cavitating. So when you look at Fox's website, they have a really cool video that explains how this works. And then from a 2.0 style, you can see this little piston here. You got this little dividing piston here, so there's nitrogen put in the shock above here. So basically this reservoir is just built inside of the shock. So this is called a monotube design, how they do it. But piston size, that's a 2-inch piston, it's a 2.5-inch piston, and that's a 2.5-inch piston, but in a 3-inch body shock with all that extra oil with the internal bypass. So that's the difference on the shocks there. Then you look at the different kits, and you have 2.0 Fox shocks here on the basic kit. That'd be more like your 2-inch to 3-inch kits there. And then you get into these kits here, and you're in the 2.5-inch with the DSC reservoirs. And that's called their Performance Elite series. So these are full aluminum body shocks. They got the DSC, they do the steering stabilizers. And then you get into the top of the line stuff, and now you're in your 3-inch internal bypass shocks, dual reservoir for flow, and check valving, so the oil's flowing through the reservoir, which DSC, and then you have their ATS steering stabilizer here. You got your internal, so the IFP or internal floating piston bump stops there, and you have your rear shocks here, and these also have the DSC up on top of them here, so that's more for your really hardcore off-roading, but that stuff is really smooth on the road. So then you get out here to the Jeeps that we have out here with Fox, and you have the stock Jeep right here. So you go for a ride in that, and then you step it up into the second series, which this is the 2.5-inch with the DSC reservoirs. And out on this killer off-road track that they have out here, you go for a ride in these Jeeps. They take you all around off-road here, which got a Jeep here. So they have some smooth track, and they got some jump type stuff. They got rows of whoops and some off camber whoops out here, which is really cool. And then when you're done riding in the 2.0 and the 2.5, then you get in one of these Jeeps and set up with the internal bypass shocks, which is the same stuff we have on our Gladiator. And you go for a ride in this one and experience the top of the line product. So really cool day out here with Fox. Definitely a lot of fun and a great setup. We want to thank these guys for opening it up to media and influencers and whatnot. And there you go. Thanks for watching our video.